Form's been in Ireland's favour.
After losing on opening night, Ireland have bounced back massively with wins over Italy and England at Twickenham, whereas Wales are yet to register a win, looking to avoid the wooden spoon for the second year running. Ireland have been dealt a major blow for the remainder of the tournament, losing winger James Lowe. He played every minute in Ireland's triumphant 2023 and 2024 Six Nations. They'll have to be nigh on perfect if they want to bring the title back to Dublin.
Steve Tandy's side put on a much improved performance last time around against Scotland, falling just short to a Scottish try 5 minutes before the end. However, they'll need to do one better than that as they cross the Irish Sea this weekend.
We asked Cardiff Met students how they thought Wales would fare at the Aviva Stadium this Friday night.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I just think we haven't been playing the best lately, but the last game was looking a bit more promising, but it's hoping for the best, really.
I think they're going to struggle. I think they showed quite a lot of promise against Scotland, but again, after Ireland coming off the back of a massive win over England, I think they're really going to struggle.
Hopefully we can go in. I'm not hopeful when Ireland got a really good squad out, but I'm hopeful we can show a bit. Like, I'm not expecting loads, but I'm hoping we can, put a decent shift out and maybe come away with a couple of points.
I think they've been showing some promise in the recent games. They have got their heads together and managed to get some points in. So I think if they keep playing how they've been and maybe work on what they've not done so well, they should go. But Ireland are going to be a tough competition, don't get me wrong.
Until then, Welsh fans will be wondering what their team has to do to claim their first win of 2026. I'm Tom Flint.
And I'm Jack Tapp, Cardiff Met Sport TV.
Now, Arthur, you've experienced that tournament environment yourself with the Wales under-20s last year. Obviously, you trained alongside them. How different would you say tournament rugby feels compared to BUCS?
Yeah, I think, obviously BUCS being kind of a 20-game season, it's very different to where, the Six Nations is very much a test week, and that every day is building to that fixture at the end of the week. Coming to this point, moving into the end of March, start of April, it may feel more like that, and BUCS, coming to the quarters and the semis.
Now, we can say that the under-20s campaign has been a bit more positive, I guess, than the seniors. What have you made of their first 3 games this tournament?
Yeah, they've really shown, a good, new light of, Welsh rugby. They played really well. They had a good win against Scotland, and they've had, shown, really good games against France and England. So, moving into Ireland this week, I'm sure they're going in with, really good confidence.
Amazing stuff. Now, Cardiff Met has branded as the College of Knowledge when it comes to rugby. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary this year and have a rich history of breeding rugby internationals such as Aaron Wainwright and Alex Cuthbert. Now, let's take a look back at the 75 years of Cardiff Met rugby.
Of the Cyncoed rugby heritage. Heavy cotton, faded numbers, collars frayed from winters long gone. Each one a snapshot of a season, a team, a moment when a group of students pulled on the same jersey and believed they could take on anyone. Familiar voices from the past. Faces that carry years of mud, sweat and laughter. Programmes curl at the edges. Team sheets are marked in biro.
This is Gareth Edwards, a dramatic start! What a score!
Match balls, badges, ties. They are the proof that what happened out on those pitches never really disappeared when the final whistle blew. It's the sound of friendships that survive knock-ons and life's knockbacks. They talk about long away trips, hard grounds and big wins. But what they really remember is each other. These colours were a turning point, a time when rugby at this university shaped who you became. As the old shirts sway on their hangers and the past players lean back, eyes fixed on memories only they can see, you realise something simple. The game ends, the seasons change, the kit moves on, But the pride, the bond and the stories stitched into every jersey never leave. 75 years on, the fabric may be newer and the faces younger. Yet in the laughter of past players and the relics they left behind, you can still feel exactly what Cardiff Met Rugby has always been. A place where a simple university jersey becomes part of who you are for the rest of your life. This is our past, worn in wool and mud. This is our present, fast and fierce. This is our jersey, our colours, our game. Once an archer, always an archer.
Now, Ollie Smith's second row and Met vet is very much a part of that history. Our lead commentator, Elliot Phipps, caught up with him earlier today ahead of this evening's match.
Ollie, great to see you down here today. Now, BUCS Super Rugby, there's only 2 games remaining left of the season. How do you reflect on your season so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not been as smooth as what we'd liked, especially pre-Christmas, but definitely post-Christmas we've had a good run of games. Some good wins at home and then a good win away in Leeds last week. So yeah, we're feeling good.
Now, Nottingham are in 5th, you're in 7th. Now, being a Met vet, you know BUCS Super Rugby very well. It almost seems like every position has some sort of significance and there's always something riding on the games right up until the final day. Would you say that's sort of the beauty of the competition?
Yeah, I think it's very competitive, more so this year. I think, yeah, I mean, there's big contests now for the top 4 in the home playoff in the quarterfinal, which Nottingham can get, we can do. It's slightly more out of our hands, but all we can do is get 2 big wins at home next couple of weeks. And yeah.
Now, both teams are heading into this game in fine form. You've just won back-to-back games here on Rugby 1 now against good opposition, Exeter and Durham. Nottingham away from home. They have scored at least 22 points in every game so far. So can we expect a lot of tries tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. The weather's great for it. But yeah, Nottingham are a great attacking side. They can throw the ball around the backs and forwards. But we like to think we can as well. So yeah.
Now, you were victorious, 34-25 in the reverse fixture. What have you done this week to try and replicate that result?
I think we moved the ball well when we were up there. We defended hard, like they like to attack from anywhere really. But yeah, we've just focused on our attack a lot and how we can slow their ball down and speed ours up, sort of thing. But yeah.
Well, Ollie, it's a pleasure having you today. Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
We're moments away from kick-off here at Cyncoed Campus. So I'm going to throw it up now to commentary. This is Elliot Phipps with Arthur Moore.
Thank you very much, Abby. Welcome to a very rare, fine evening here in the Welsh capital. Rugby 1 here on Cyncoed Campus, usually known for its wet, windy and brutal conditions. It often produces BUCS Super Rugby classics. There should be another one tonight. 5th place Nottingham, the chased, facing Cardiff Met, the chasers. Both teams eager to claim a favourable playoff away tie. And joining me in the gantry is Cardiff Met Rugby star, Arthur Moore. It's great to have you with us, Arthur.
Thank you, Elliot. Thank you for having me
But
up.
before we get your opinions on the game, we are going to turn to the lineups for tonight. Starting off here with the home team. In the front row of Morgan, Met have made 2 changes to the team. Morgan Culverhouse, loose head prop, is in. And Ollie Smith, the Met vet we had just seen there now before the game, is in. Completing the front row is Jamie Longyear and Jack Cleese. Alongside Ollie Smith in second row is Geth Cannon. Sereth Davis, Rhys Spavins and Ed Batchelor then complete the front row. We have Archie Lloyd scrum half alongside Sam Berry at fly half. Theo Povey and Toby Locke on the wings. Gus Patterson, the captain, inside centre. Jack Walsh outside centre with Ryan Williams completing the 15 at full back. Now moving on now to the away side, Nottingham. Now they have made 5 changes into the team. They are without captain Ben Glanville, a second row. So in comes Niall Moore. They're also without key player Max Blinkhorn, who has been in fine form for Nottingham. So Finn McIntosh, Buster Wilkins and Will Stenner complete the front row. Niall Moore and Ollie Barker complete the second row. Now, Ollie Barker did play blindside flanker last week against Exeter. Mikey Nixon, Alex Kerr and Kieran Perkins, the vice-captain, complete in the front row. John D. Nichols, a scrum off with Harry Simpson, the captain at fly-off with Alex Garrett on the wing. Play of the game versus Exeter last week with 2 tries. And Matty Walker is the other winger, 1 of 5 changes. Ewan Cohen, inside centre. Ryan Sweetin, outside centre. And Aidan Doeg to complete the 15 at full back. Now then, well, Arthur Moore, great to have you here in the gantry. What can we expect from tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, what a gorgeous night to be playing some rugby. So I'm sure a lot of wide channel rugby tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone play. I think both sides it's going to be a really good contest, and the back three on both teams will have something to go for each other.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, two teams coming in to fine form. I mean, they've won the last 2 games now on Cyncoed Campus and against good opposition with Exeter and Durham. They play Nottingham, they've scored 22 points at least in every away game so far this season. So can we expect a high-scoring game tonight, maybe?
Yeah, I think we could. Equally, I think it could be a really, really close game. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. Everyone ultra's starting to sing now as Gus comes out for now his 75th appearance. So I'm sure they'll be in full voice and be that 16th man they always are.
Yeah, I mean, Gus Patson, he's been here many years, a fair play captain in the side tonight. And how is Gus? The kid's 75th appearance, he's been around, he's played many BUCS Super Rugby seasons. What is he like as a player?
No, I mean, he's a real leader on and off the pitch. He keeps the boys in. Equally, he really, gets the ref on our side most of the time, and if not, brings them back on our side. Equally, in the gym or on the social side, he's just a really good leader to have around.
Well, it's Nottingham. 34-25 win in the reverse fixture. How do you think Met are going to try and replicate that tonight?
Yeah, I think it's important that they replicate this and have a good win.
Right then, we are now going to turn to a minute's applause for Joanna Coates, the first disability sports officer for Wales.
Good evening, everyone. In recent days, fellow committee members and former players have been deeply saddened by the news of the sudden passing of our friend and former stalwart of the club, Mr. Ian Campbell. Ian, a retired police officer, was a keen supporter of University Rugby and started to help us out with the administration of the club as a volunteer. His skills and experience led him to being recruited to become the Student Union's Athletic Union Officer, looking after all the BUCS teams for over 2 decades. Ian revelled in his role as team manager of the first 15, and he loved nights like this. We will be forever grateful for his contributions to life here at Cyncoed, and our thoughts are with Moya, Claire, Stuart, and all the rest of his family at this sad time. Please join me in a minute's applause to celebrate Ian's life. Rest in peace, my friend.
Right then, here we are. The players are out, ready for a big clash here on Rugby 1. Now then, Arthur, positionally, where the teams are sat with 2 games, with plenty still to play for especially that 4th and 5th spot. The difference is massive. Obviously, 4th, you get a home playoff time. Positionally, is this arguably the biggest game of the season so far for Cardiff Met, or is it the old cliche that every game has to come?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you look at the pool table, there's 6 points in it. So a 5-point win for Met would be, really put us in a good position going into Hartpury next week.
Now then, obviously, not the only team chasing Nottingham. Hartpury, they just fell to a 59-40 defeat away at Exeter. How will that affect the players now today? Do you think they'll know, or will they try and put that to the back of their minds?
Yeah, I think their phones will still be in their bags. Maybe the coaches have seen that, but hopefully their mind's on tonight. So.
Sam Berry now to kick us off on Rugby 1. And straight into a kicking game. As picked up as Met as they look to attack for the first time tonight. Met now building slowly on the halfway line. Here's Geth Cannon.
Birthday today, so happy birthday, Geth.
Happy birthday, Geth and Cannon. That's his first touch of the ball, I'm sure. He'll be open for many more. And I mean, well, Geth Cannon, he's another one who's been around for a while. I mean, we spoke about Gus Patson, another massive presence in the changing room, right?
Yeah, and Gus got loads of experience. He's been involved in the 20s a couple of years, so he's a really good person to have around.
Strong tackle there from Ollie Barker.
Yeah,
and that Nottingham do win the first penalty of the game on the halfway line. Now, Ollie Barker playing second row tonight, played blindside flanker last week. In fact, Arthur, you know that position, you're very familiar with that position.
Yeah, I know guards has moved around a bit in the back five, so yeah, I have experienced both sides. Definitely prefer being on the back row. Don't get your ears as munched up.
I mean, Ollie Barker tonight moving from blindside flanker to second row, would that be much of a change for him, or? Well,
yeah, I mean, looking at that, it's just get an extra, stronger line-out asset. Otherwise, I'm sure he'll probably keep his role pretty much the same and move around the pitch similar.
Speaking of line-outs, there's a line-out for Nottingham, something that Paul Westgate, the Nottingham head coach, did speak about trying to strengthen heading into this season with the style of play, which is very high tempo, jouer with pragmatism, as he describes it. And it's early on, it was intercepted there by Cardiff Met.
Important to get a good exit here now.
Onside here.
Clear of our line.
And out they try to break now.
Onside green.
Sam Berry opting to kick, and it looks like it's going out on the halfway line, and it will be another line out to Nottingham.
That's very good clearance. It puts a load of pressure off us and now puts them on to deliver a straight through.
Well, 2.5 minutes gone so far, and already you can sort of feel the tension, the caginess, I suppose, that, come with these type of games, when there's so much riding on them.
Absolutely. I mean, Wednesday night, as it is always a good night to get up for, and, especially when you're in Rugby 1, you got, the fans, putting a lot of pressure on that hooker's ears, but they do deliver.
Another successful line out here for Nottingham. They cross the halfway line here on Rugby 1. One is dropped there, and can it be intercepted then? Yes, it is. Archers have intercepted. And once again, it's loose, and the referee says it has gone back, but it's now gone. It's now called for a knock on from Nottingham, and it will be the first scrum of the night for Cardiff Met on the halfway line. Now then, what do you expect in from the scrums tonight?
Yeah, I think, looking from this angle, they look like two big packs. So it'll be really interesting to see the first contest. And, for Met, I think it just needs to be a clean strike, and we need to play the ball away. Maybe the front row will feel it out, but I reckon it'll be a nice, hook back, and we'll play and use our backs.
Well, star-studded back row here tonight with the experience of Gus Patterson and Jack Walsh, as well as a bit of youth there with Theo Povey and Toby Locke. And I think you did mention, before the game about a lot of these back rows have played in the Prem, have trained with the Prem, and they're making the step up now to the BUCS Super Rugby on a Wednesday night. But we'll just hold you there as it's like a dangerous attack out wide to Met. It's just been held up as they come forward once again. It's Morgan Culverhouse crashing in to the Nottingham defensive line. And that's a good drive there from Ed Batchelor into Geth Cannon. Archers cross the 22.
Outside here.
I think one thing really important here is that we have such good strong carriers with Ed Batch and Geth, but we sometimes find ourselves isolated, and Nottingham who do like to go at the breakdown and try and force a jackal. I think it's really important we win that race and we have a good latch to secure that ball.
Still on the 22 are the Archers as they try to break down this Nottingham defence, but here comes Ollie Smith, the Met vet. Good carry there. Get it wide. Here's Gus now into Rhys-Barnes. Good tackle there from Ryan Sweeten, the Nottingham outside centre, but Ed Batchelor, as you said, a strong carry of the ball, and in comes Gareth Cannon, and Archer slowly gaining yards on Nottingham. The fans are in full voice just behind the 5 metre line. And here they come now, Jack Welsh. Skipping past the defence. Oh, and awfully unlucky with the offload there. Jamie Long, you're trying to find.
Onside.
Getting Cannon back in the hands of Nottingham.
Yes.
Oh, and that's a good break there from Nottingham. And it's a good offload, and here is Matty Walker. Strong run there from Buster Wilkins, one of the 5 changes from Nottingham tonight. Harry Simpson opting for the kick, but he decided to pass it out wide. Nottingham have numbers here on their left-hand side.
There's 2 Nottingham players got their boots stuck together there. I've never seen that before.
Buster Wilkins and Matty Walker, but there, no. They've broken through. I think it's Alex Kerr who's on the floor, and he's offloaded it. And Nottingham are in a very dangerous position here.
I mean, buildup play now has been in for quite a long time. Sure, those boys are really trying to, dig deep to defend our line here. Equally, I'm sure Nottingham trying to work to get around that corner, as they do now.
And to Kieran Perkins, the vice-captain.
Ball's always available.
Jonty Nichols screaming for the ball, and he finds Mikey Nixon here. They're within 5 metres now, Nottingham. And now he's Buster Wilkins. Can he find a gap in the Archers' defence? No, he can't. Jonty Nichols up to the centres now and try and go under the post. And good yards gained there.
Advantage.
13
red, not
for Nottingham now.
And over the line, and Ollie Barker crosses the line for Nottingham. I mean, all from Met's attack, I suppose, and an offload that was perhaps unlucky then for Met, and Nottingham capitalised on the gaps at the back, and Nottingham find themselves at 5-0 up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just didn't need to force that last offload. We were working well in their red zone, and it looked like we were winning the gain line. And just that last bit of switching off, thinking they were going to make a nice easy exit and kick back to us, it wasn't going to be the case, and a good line break from their hooker. And from there, it looked like they worked through their phases well, and they got over the line. So hopefully a good response now from Met as they re-huddle.
An awfully strong run there from their hooker, Buster Wilkins. And one of the 5 changes in for Sam Loftus today. And here's another look at the try here. You can just see Jonty Nichols there finding the Nottingham number 5, Ollie Barker, crosses the line. And Nottingham, they're going to look to play faster, high tempo rugby as Paul Westgate wants to play. It's an adventurous style of rugby, and that's the thing with Nottingham now. They're no longer the new boys to back Super Rugby.
No, definitely not. They hold their name well, and they aren't an easy team to either travel up to or to play against, even on your home ground.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, Joe.
I mean, Nottingham already with 7 points on the board, already nearly there to the usual 22 points that they often score away from home. But here we go. Anyway, here we go. Line out for Cardiff Met with Jamie Long here. The hooker was awfully unfortunate with that offload that led to the Nottingham try. Here come Cardiff Met once again.
Outside here.
Good work there. And, it's a great offload. And now it goes Geth and Cannon, who on his birthday has seen a lot of the ball so far in his opening 9 minutes. Gus Patterson out wide and there comes Ed Batchelor. Strong carry of the ball in this Met side. Oh, it's a bit loose, but into the hands of Gus it goes, making his 75th appearance for the club tonight.
Onside.
Building steadily in now, Met. What is Met's best form of attack?
Well, I think we'll see it right here with Theo Povey running down the wing. One defender to beat.
Great kick from Sam Berry. Theo Povey with a great offload. And over the line goes Toby Locke. And that
It's probably the best way to answer your question there, Elliot. I think using the speed of our back three there, I think is the way we're gonna win this game. You know, the conditions are in our favour tonight. You know, the ball is going to be dry, and you know, to draw that defensive line in tight with the phases there, and then pull the pin and go out wide. Well, it definitely worked just there.
Well, we could not have timed that better, Arthur Moore. Yeah, what an absolute great try there. Great kick from Sam Berry, as we will take a look at this try again. Great kick from Sam Berry, and Theo Povey, one man to beat. And then that offload there, that awareness to shift it off to Toby Locke. As you mentioned there, you know.
Yeah, and I think as we spoke about earlier, you know, a few of these boys in the back line have been involved with Prem teams during this Prem Cup period. And, you know, it's really good to see him back in and getting involved.
Successful conversion, Sam Berry, to level the game. 7-all. It's one try apiece in the opening 11 minutes. And already it's turning up to be another BUCS Super Rugby Classic at Rugby 1. Let's hope that's not commentator's curse, but I am sure that there will be more tries scored here tonight.
Got on 10.
Is that going to make it? Yep, ref says it's just stayed in, and here is the captain, Harry Simpson, who I think will have a big part to play in today's game. Nottingham. There it is, the high tempo rugby from Nottingham.
Push.
Good work there from Ollie Barker, the try scorer, and he's offloaded it to Jonty Nichols. Just gets over the 5-metre line, but a vital tackle there from the home side.
And he's over.
And Alex Kerr crosses the line for Nottingham, and it's a great response from Nottingham. I was just about to say now, Jonty Nichols, who's in, he's got big boots to fill without their key player, Max Blinken, who's been in fine form for Nottingham. And I mean, what a reaction from Nottingham, but
yeah, I mean, very good
from
reaction.
Met, as we'll have a look at this replay here now.
Yeah, I mean, even going back a phase before that, I mean, very good carrying, but equally looks like a bit too soft shoulders from the Met team there. And I think it's really important, you know, with the team of Nottingham that you've got to make your tackles. You know, we've already seen that you give them space or you give them a break, you know, they are going to exploit that and they are going to make good line breaks. And we see it there again, another concede, you know, 13 minutes in and what's it now, 19 points. So let's hope we have another response here and then we don't concede again.
It's another successful conversion for Nottingham, as he gives a little bit back to the home fans. Always a vocal lot, the Cardiff Met home fans, aren't they?
They are good. I think they get their vocals ready an hour before kickoff in the SU. I think just to make sure they're hitting the right octave. Yep. But yeah, I think they are always vocal and they always bring back momentum when Met need it most.
And momentum is what Met need right now. A huge sucker punch for them, conceding straight after they scored. I mean, psychologically, if you were now playing, if you were on the pitch right now, I mean, psychologically, how do you bounce back from this?
I think what's really key, I mean, wow, I mean, pressure put on there by Geth, you know, put the Nottingham 9 under pressure and you know, not retreating 10, we have a penalty. But I think playing now, it's all about discipline. You know, we can't give them the territory battle. You know, at the moment it looks predominantly like we've been playing in their half, which is really important. But I think as a forwards pack now, you know, entering the 22, with a good kick there by Sam Berry. It's now just being accurate here in line out.
Sam Berry going for touch, couldn't off the post there. Is that a sign of perhaps
always in front advancing?
Met team confident?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I don't think we're quite in the position where we need to be looking at the 3 points. I think, you know, trying to hunt that 5-point win, I think it's important to get that, you know, 4-try bonus point as well.
Oh, once you said on the 5-metre line, Met have their line out as they look to maul over the 5-metre line.
Good defence here by Nottingham, but the boys staying tight. Gus entering it as well.
13 men now in that maul as men look to get over the line. They're gaining some traction here. They get over. They're getting over this job.
He's hit the line, and
it looks like the referee has given the try. It looks like it is the loose-head prop, Morgan Culverhouse, who's managed to maul the ball over the line. And, well, a very well-worked penalty there, straight from the line out. 13 men in the maul to drive Nottingham over their own line.
Yeah, really good patience there. You know, it looked like when the backs came in, it wasn't actually, you know, the ball looked very hidden inside the maul there. But, you know, just to stay patient and stay tight and together, you know, definitely, you know, managed to rumble over the line in the end. I think what's probably really important now is in that huddle, the team while Sam's taking this kick, is just to make sure we're accurate now on our exits and we don't give Nottingham that same entry that they just had on our previous score.
And the conversion once again is successful for Sam Berry as we have a look at the replay of Met's second try of the night. As you can see, very tight. Looked like the ball was hidden, as you said, and eventually then Morgan Culverhouse was there to get over the line.
It might have been Jamie Longyear as well. I think Morgan Culverhouse has stolen that.
Oh.
But, I mean, going back to as well, it looks like it is going to be a high-scoring night with 2 tries per team. A very loose ball going back out to Ed Batch. I mean, Ed Batch is, you know, very, very tough person to face when he's carrying with the ball. He's become a really, really strong carrier and really good fundamental player in this team.
Good to see now Ed Batchelor
inside,
onside green. Sereth Davis, another one who's only made his BSR debut this season.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think at the start of the season, the back row looked slightly different. Just as we pause there, good.
Looks like it's
left the ball to go out there, so Met line out inside our 22.
Ryan Sweeten trying to play the old football, just knock it past the Met defence.
It looks like he's picked up a bit of a limp there, with a dead leg, 13.
Jamie Longyear to take the line out. Successful.
Pause here, onside. Hold it front!
And here is the captain, Harry Simpson. One of the more experienced players on the Nottingham side. Has been through thick and thin for Nottingham.
We'll space out wide here for Nottingham.
Oh, and that's great feet there from Alex Kerr, sorry.
No.
Great recovery tackle there from Gus Patson, but the ball is still alive here as Nottingham approach the Met 5-metre line, and once again, strong carry there from the away side. Kieran Perkins making good yards here, and is he? Oh, he's getting awfully close.
Onside!
Morgan!
Here comes Buster Wilkins. Patient play for Nottingham, gaining every time they receive the ball, and
Didn't look like they were over, but maybe Met have done well to cover that up.
Hey, you just put your hand there now.
Held up here.
Looks like
and
it's
coming back for the offside,
there.
number 12. Held up there.
I tell you what, both teams looking
back
dangerous
here.
every time they come forward, Arthur.
They are a bit too dangerous for my
12.
liking, but well, we're going back to a penalty just in front of in the post here. Let's see what they choose now. But yeah, Nottingham looking very dangerous in the wide channels, just as Met were looking earlier. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see whether they try and really challenge us out wide, or, you know, even so, there's a few soft shoulders again that allowed that line break to happen.
Time is off.
I tell you what, for the audience, we love a wide game, don't we? We absolutely love a wide game, though, and the pace, the kicks. As much as we love the old brutal forwards game.
Yeah, Met seems to supply some quite fast wingers out on our wings, and
on the line, yeah.
You know, they normally do finish off the forwards half work, as I'd like to say, and normally finish in the corner.
And it's Ollie Baxter to drive Nottingham. Try to get over the line for their third try, and hold them up right underneath the posts. And living dangerously here at the home side.
Offside. 30.
Goes out for advantage. And there's a try there for Nottingham.
And it's another try from Nottingham.
Captain.
And once again,
that's two offsides on that area.
Similar try to their first try, where they
okay?
patiently build within the 22-metre
Just take
line.
that extra step, all right?
Nottingham, they're getting the better of the rucks on the thing, and as we can see here now on the replay here, once again underneath the posts, and well out there. So it's two similar tries now.
Yeah, I mean, it looks hard, you know. It looked like Jack Walsh was having to cover quite a lot there, and forwards may have not got around the corner as quick as he had hoped, and you know, facing the opposition's tight head. But you know, it's all about, well, momentum seems to be pretty even now, and you know, it's all, well, which team's going to break first, and you know, maybe it seems actually quite a clean contest. You know, there's not been many penalties, but maybe just a few more errors.
Well, I had a feeling this game would be high scoring, and perhaps I should have had a look at what has been the highest scoring BSR game so far this season, because this certainly is a contender for that.
Yeah, on you.
21-14 here on Rugby One. 35 points scored already.
That's backwards off Green. Oh, take it in, Green, take it in.
But looked like it was won by Nottingham.
Onside. Use it! Onside, onside.
Jonty Nichols with a kick. Collected by Ryan Williams. Just good hands there from Ryan Williams. He's managed to beat Matty Walker there. And Met hold on to the ball.
Onside here, onside.
We'll probably need to make something of this attack.
Turnover's good.
Good turnover there.
Turnover there from Nottingham on the halfway line, and
50-22
really riding the momentum here, and that is a good kick there from Jonty Nichols. Inside the Met 22, who's had a very lively start, and he sort of had to, with Max Blink going out for the away side, who has been, well, he has been a star man for Nottingham so far this season. 11 tries and 8 try assists so far this season, so Jonty Nichols certainly filling the big boot so far tonight.
And there's a 50-22, so another Nottingham attacking line out in our 22. So I think really important for the Met side to be really disciplined and be accurate in our defensive disruption. Equally, you know, the Nottingham line out seems to be going well, as we see here, a good delivery and a peel around into the seam.
Once again, very clean. Oh, and it's just knocked on there by the Nottingham number 3, Will Sten, and Met.
Onside here, Green.
They've been let off here.
Looks like we're going to run.
Oh, and Gus Patterson has done superbly well to break out of that.
Oh, and a great nudge down the corner.
For the kick, and
Toby Lock on the wing, chasing that down.
He certainly got the legs as Toby Lock.
Well,
that's good work there from Nottingham, but they've knocked it on, and once again, Met gaining huge yards there. Great run from Gus Patterson there.
Really good run. I mean, you know, look, we've gone from our 5-metre line all the way up into their attacking, into their 22. A good kick there from Sam Berry.
Sam Berry with the kick, and oh!
Okay.
Wow, great work there from Theo Povey to chase that ball and not let it die on him.
Got for me.
Dead. Not touched by Andy.
Exactly that. The referee having a word here with the linesman.
So advantage was over, so come back for the goal. Drop return to.
Will they go back to that advantage?
Dead directly from the kick. You've got the option of the scrum.
His hands on head there from
22.
Toby Locke. Couldn't believe how close he came there.
Listen, I don't need to explain it to you. It's gone dead. It's going to be a 22, okay?
Wonder how long both teams can keep this up. I mean, this has been very high tempo. Forwards are definitely really, digging deep, and we're only 25 minutes in. How long can both teams keep their stamina up for?
It's a 22 kick from Nottingham, and it goes into the hands of Jack Walsh, who, well, plenty of experience under his belt. Excellent in Irish and England youth. I mean, he's sort of, he's had his ups and downs having a year at Met, but back in the first team is Jack Walsh. What's he like to play with? What is he like as well as a character then?
Yeah, I mean, character's probably quite good. I mean, Jack's great to be around. Picks a lot of boys up, as you said, with his experience and, being a slightly more senior player in the group. He's good, and he definitely has some good chat.
And a 50-22 for Met themselves now. Great work from Met. It's a great response since going 21-14 down.
More.
Take that from Met. That's good work. Clean set pieces on show tonight from both sides. And here comes Ed Batchelor. Once again, he's going to gain yards out, man. And good work from Ryan Williams. Spreads it out wide now to Theo Povey. And over the line he goes. And Met are back in the game. Great work there from Cardiff Met, and it's great. Well, great rugby there for that third try.
Yeah, really well drilled. I think that's definitely something that we've worked on quite a bit, and work rate from the forwards around there and the speed of ball that allowed Archie Lloyd to play the ball there. Definitely we're able to play on top of Nottingham there and find Theo Povey on the wing.
And here's a replay of the try. Here once again, very fast play in Met. Once again, utilising the wide play. And that's a great try. Yeah,
good finish as well. Still had a bit to do, and looked like there was a defender close on him, but good placement.
Sam Berry with perhaps a tougher kick than the first two. Tight angle with his left foot, but just wide of the posts, and Met down 21-19, but they'll know they're still in this. They've just got to make sure that every time Nottingham do come forward, because they are looking dangerous every time they come forward, that they do manage to just perhaps keep their discipline and make sure that they just stand strong, don't do anything silly, and make sure, I suppose, they do get the tackles in. And
tackle!
Okay, as you said, really good, clean take there from Geth and restart, and a good spiral bomb from Sam Berry. He finds grass.
An awkward bounce there for the Nottingham side, and kick out of play there from Aidan Doig, and Met.
Quite generous there from the lino.
Inside Nottingham off, and Met just starting to get their tails up slightly now that they scored that third try of theirs. As Buster Wilkins is just being treated here for the away side.
Yeah, I think really important to try and get something for the fans to feed off and really get behind them. I think at the moment it's probably too high pace for the ultras to see where the ball's going after they've had a few cold ones.
Right then, I believe we're going to have a replay here now of this third try as we have another look at this great play from Met.
Yeah, Ollie Smith definitely likes his handling position there. He normally tries to race there first, and but he's very good at that role, and he's very comfortable handling that ball and putting it out the back.
Happy?
And Buster Wilkins is back up as he joins the line out. Jamie Long here to take for the home side. This line out not as clean, and it's gone straight into the hands of Buster Wilkins, who was just treated, but he's straight back into the action. Ryan Sweeten.
Fantastic turnover there by Reece Bavins.
Running into trouble.
That was unlucky.
Oh, strong tackle there from Ollie Smith, and that has led to a turnover.
Tackle!
Back left!
Hold in front, advantage over!
Sam Berry going for the kick down the post.
Maybe not the kick he was looking for, but I mean, still managed to find some space to put pressure back on Nottingham.
Hold in front!
Oh, kind bounce there to Sam Berry, and they can come forward again.
What's that for me?
Well, we're half hour in, Arthur. What have you made of this half?
Well, it doesn't feel like we're half an hour in. It seems like quite an energetic half. I almost feel quite tired watching it now. No, but I mean, it's been a really even contest so far. You know, as I've said, it's been really high pace, really high tempo. Ball's been in play for a long time. So I think it may be really interesting by the time we get to 60 minutes and seeing you know how both teams are faring, especially on their fitness levels.
From Met's point of view, well, there we are, penalty to Nottingham now. On the halfway line, Met struggling to get inside the Nottingham half. Defence sounding strong.
Yeah,
and I believe Nottingham, with their tails up and have dangerously look going forward, I suppose they will go for touch and look to have another clean line out and try and maul Met across into their 5 metre line.
Well, brilliantly kept in by Ryan Williams there. And Cyncoed exits out.
Another let off here from Met as they can get out once again. And Harry Simpson going for the up and under, and he's done so brilliantly.
Maybe doesn't do that one quite as much justice as he hoped, but in Met's favour.
Unfortunate there for Harry Simpson, because a great up and under, but not quite the second kick he was looking for. Trying to find Matty Walker on this wing. But again, it's the adventurous style of play from Nottingham, and you know, I mean,
right, let's go,
when the play is so fast and it's as adventurous and as high tempo as the way Nottingham play, how hard is it to defend against teams like these? Because I feel like teams playing Nottingham, I feel like opposition coaches struggle to sort of know how to play against this sort of style of rugby.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, when you're looking at such a mid-table clash, you know, I think it's really important that players on the pitch do, you know, experiment and do try and find, you know, openings where they can do, and that up and under did show it. And maybe just that last kick maybe would have been better along the ground. But I think we're coming back for a penalty for Ollie Smith being taken out in the air.
Playing the arm in the air.
Looking around the back of the pitch, it seems like the ultras, and there's a fish running the perimeter with a few. Oh, good chase around the back of the pitch.
It's a little race. Oh, and it's kept. Looks like a lineup for Sam Ben. He's kept in by Nottingham, and Met will be disappointed with that.
I think really important now just not to concede in this last 7 minutes. You know, we want to be going to the change rooms, you know, with a 19-21, if not more. You know, maybe we can get in the lead for the last, just coming to half time. But I think it's really important that we just don't concede here for Met, and I'm sure Nottingham just looking to try and add those last few points before half time.
And Nottingham do manage to find touch with this penalty. And as you mentioned there, with just over 6 minutes to go, it's going to be a massive 6 minutes now until half time for both sides, really. Both sides will want to be in this game. And another clean line out there from Nottingham. Very clean and very fast out of their set pieces so far. And it looks like.
Say again.
Let's see. Going to be a
Not
line out.
Touched by Green, so option. Option, scrum a line out. Option! Scrum.
The ref has opted for the scrum now for Cardiff Met. And
I think the Cardiff Met fans getting very into seems to be the fishies costume. Seems to be a bit of a target for the other ultras. It seems to be getting a bit of a battering as we see another person pile into him. Whilst these ultras give the fans a bit of entertainment whilst there's a break in play.
Plenty of on the pitch action as well as off the pitch action here on Rugby 1.
Boing!
Very well taken scrum there from Cardiff Met. He's opted for the kick, but well taken there by Aidan Doig.
Cardiff Met slightly disconnected here. And that is straight out by Nottingham, so we'll come back for a line out for Cardiff Met inside their half. Well, that's quite a key momentum shift there from Nottingham, and definitely in Cardiff Met's favour, especially with 4 minutes to go. There are some tired legs out there, so really important that Cardiff Met stay accurate here and really try and provide something before the half time.
Tired legs, an understatement. I mean, we've got tired legs just from watching the game. I'm sure you all have tired legs as well at home watching this game. Because what an exhilarating first half we've had here at Rugby 1. As Cardiff Met look to attack once more before half-time. Can they get some more points on the board and potentially lead going into half-time? And some more great hands here from Met. Ryan Williams, little dummy. Down to the ground. Just over 5 meters to go now from Met.
Onside.
Great work from Merwan. Fast hands once again, and Jack Cleese. And a bit of an emergency ball there, and it's out to the hands of Morgan Culverhouse, but Ryan Williams is going to pick the ball back up, and Met will have another chance here. It's Jack Walsh.
No, he's off.
Good defensive set coming in here from Nottingham, and forcing Cardiff Met to prove something in the last dying minutes of this first half.
Ed Batchelor once again, and the strong carry right on the halfway line.
Yes! Onside, Green.
Archie Lloyd opting for the kick. It's going to be straight into the hands though of Jonty Nichols.
He does well to be the first defender.
Harry Simpson, pardon me. Missed opportunity there for Met.
Yeah, very gutting to see. It's probably the last thing the forwards want to see after putting in the hard work and seeing they have to retreat 50 metres back up the pitch. But yeah, really unfortunate just to hit the shin of Morgan Culverhouse there, and they're looking really well. A good penalty there for Cardiff Met. That a bit of stop and play just before the half. I think Cardiff Met are now starting to move the point of contact using small passes, which is definitely showing a bit of a sign to break the Nottingham defence, which this half has shown to be pretty strong.
Massive penalty for Met, and it's given them just one more chance now before half time to get some points on the board. And decent kick there from Sam Berry. About 25 yards out.
Over the legs, yeah.
Now then, Arthur, with 1 minute left to half time, one last chance here for Met. What would you do in this position? What do you think's the best way to go about this attack?
Yeah, I don't think I could tell you the play that they're probably going to do in case other teams are going to do some analysis. But here, moving into a maul. Well, you can see Toby Locke, hugging that touchline on the far end. Maybe then look on, but equally a snap back there into the blind side. And we're going for a penalty.
Touch and go here for Gus. Strong, powerful runner is Gus Patterson, and Cardiff Met once again getting it out wide, and responds here now for Cardiff Met. Just held up over the 5-metre line. The Archers go, and it's another chance here for Geth Cannon, but good work from the Nottingham defence. But Met coming ever so close. Has that gone over? Not quite.
Oh, they're over.
Is that ball? Surely now that's over. No, it's not. It's been held up, says the referee.
Goal line drop back. Time off.
Time off here now, says the referee.
Yes.
He negotiates with the linesman.
So what you're telling me is he's had one
Of
reach.
what happened
and
there.
He's hit the line, therefore it's a try. Okay, Captain, let me explain, please. Captain.
It's calling over the Nottingham captain here.
Yeah, hopefully.
Harry Simpson.
We've got the player going to his knees
touch
to ground.
has seen
He's
something
had one
different.
reach and he's
Towards
hit
the
the
post,
line,
so
therefore
maybe
it's
it
going
is
to be a
looking good
try.
for
Okay.
Cardiff Met.
By the time I've come round, I've got it held up. Clear view of a try.
And it's a try being given. Referee says there's a clear view before the ball got held up, and massive points for Met there just before half time as we have a look at the replay of this try.
Yeah, maybe we'll be able to see it down rather than the ref, but yeah, really vital score there just before half time. Yeah, unfortunately the ref just caught on the wrong side of the ruck there, but can't tell who that was. It slightly looks like it was Ollie Smith. I think it was.
Good work there for the Met vet. And it's going to be Sam Berry to kick this conversion, and it is successful. Met take a 5-point lead going into half-time, 26-21. We said it was going to be a high-scoring game. We've certainly had that. Another BUCS Super Rugby classic here on Rugby 1. And to be honest, well, an absolutely exhilarating half, Arthur. And I'm exhilarated just watching it. I'm sure you're the same, and I can't imagine the players.
Yeah, I think the players will be looking to have a few energy gels in the change rooms and come out for another big 40 minutes. That's expected. You know, both teams, it's very much there for both teams to win this game. So it'll be about who can come out, you know, firing and really, you know, loads of energy behind them.
What will the both coaches be saying now at half time?
Well, I think with the game being so even, I think it's just it's important for Cardiff Met just to back their processes equally as Nottingham. You know, they've both had really good moments, and you know, there's both areas where both teams can attack and can score tries. So I mean, maybe we'll now see a bit more of a smarter rugby game and looking at you know, taking the 3 points and just actually trying to extend that lead for both teams.
Well, an exhilarating first half year at Rugby 1. But for now, we are going to throw you back down to our presenter, Abby Peters.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Elliot. A very even but physical game there from both sides. Now, I'm going to be slightly biased in saying that cheer and dance are the best society on campus. We have student athletes on campus, such as Phoebe Swart, who is a cybersecurity student currently in her placement year. Here's a little snippet at how she juggles both cheer and dance and cybersecurity.
Remember that. 6, 7, 8, 1, move, 3, 5, 7, in 1, 3, dip, 5, 7.
Hi, my name is Phoebe Swart and I study computing security at Cardiff Met, and I'm a level 1 competitive cheerleader.
What's a typical day look like for you balancing cybersecurity placement and cheer?
It's busy because I wake up about 5:30 to get into work for 7:30, and then I get home about 6:30 after doing a full day of work in Bristol, have a quick dinner, and then go to cheer. So it's a very long day. I think when it comes to work, I love the challenge. I'm just a placement student, so every day I'm still learning. And when it comes to cheer, I just love the socialising. I think there's definitely ways that cheer can help cybersecurity. I mean, within cheer, you obviously work as a team and you're so close together, and every single role plays their part to achieve what you want to do.
1, 3.
Yeah. 7. I think I love that I can be myself in both places. I'm never faking who I am, and I think that's what I like about it.
I'm now joined by Phoebe. Cybersecurity and cheerleading are two very different environments. How do you mentally switch between the two of them?
I think it comes quite naturally, if I'm being honest. I think because cybersecurity is quite a serious field, you have to be very serious in the job and your day-to-day work. And then coming home is just kind of my time to relax, do my cheer in the evening. So I think it just comes quite naturally as I've done it over time, really.
What makes cheer and dance, the society, so special here at Met?
I think it's just the memories I've made and the friends. Like, all my friends I've made from cheer are like, I live with them, I'm living with them next year. I've made so many memories, and also training with them over time. They just become like your second family. So I think that's why I enjoyed it so much.
Now, the competitive teams have 3 competitions this season. The first one was obviously on Sunday. How did it go?
So well. So cheer won 3 for 3. So it all came first, level 1, 2 and 3. And then dance had some difficulties. There's some very tough teams to go against, but they did come out with 3rd place and 2nd. So really, really proud of them all.
Amazing. And what are the team's ambitions for the rest of the season now?
Oh, to win it all. So our next competition's our toughest, that's nationals. So hopefully we'll win that. And then our 3rd competition is for the world bid. So hopefully we'll get that and get to go to Florida next year.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, Phoebe. Now, from one female sport to another, we have had a recently launched podcast called Sis, Nobody Asked for This, recorded here on Cyncoed Campus at Cardiff Met. We spoke to ex-Welsh football captain and Met alumni Sophie Ingle.
What has been the biggest highlight for you playing for Wales? If you could sum it up. I know it's a really difficult question, but what stands out the most for you?
Probably just my first cap, I think. Obviously, first senior cap is such a massive thing for anyone. But then getting to the Euros, I think that was obviously a dream of everyone. All the players before us, every single year we were trying to fight and become, go to these major tournaments, and then last summer we obviously finally did that. But it was obviously a tough old ride, and 13, 14 years at senior level and not, being so close every couple of years, and to then finally do it was a huge achievement for all of us, I think.
I am now joined by ex-Welsh international and podcast co-host, Katie Sherwood. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. So you co-host your podcast alongside your sister, Hannah. How did the idea for this podcast come about?
It was literally that, just an idea. We're just 2 sisters who've been involved in football. Hannah is still playing. She's the captain of Cardiff City Women. Like you said, I'm an ex-international, now working for the media. And we just got a lot to say about football. And we just want to raise awareness of the women's game in Wales especially. And just to give a voice to different women who have different roles in sport, especially in football, not just on the pitch, coaches, in the media. Yeah, so just bring that awareness really and try and promote the game in Wales.
Amazing. So we just saw a snippet of the upcoming episode with Sophie, who you've played alongside yourself. How integral has Sophie been in raising the success of the Welsh team?
Yeah, we're talking about somebody who became captain at 23. She's such an experienced player, 147 caps for Wales after last night. And she's been instrumental to their success. We've seen them reach the Euros in the summer, which was a huge milestone. But she is someone who is a driving force to keep pushing the game forward in Wales. And like you said, an ex-Cardiff Met student as well, but so humble. But yeah, a huge part of Wales' success.
Can you give us any insight into any other guests that you're going to have on the podcast?
Yes, we've got Jessica Fishlock, the legend of football, now retired, part of the Wales coaching staff, when we can get her on Welsh soil. She is due to come on. And then we've got some other people who are not necessarily playing. We've got some referees, players who are now going into coaching, Jane Ludlow as well, who is the ex-Wales manager. So yeah, lots of different voices who have seen the game through lots of different lenses that we want to bring onto the show.
Amazing. talk about Welsh football. Obviously, Wales played the Czech Republic last night. They snatched a 93rd minute goal to draw against them. Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I was working actually for the BBC, so I was right in the thick of it.
What did you make of it?
I think on reflection, a point away from home is a good result. I think, like I said, with success, naturally that raises expectations, and you have to remember any away fixture is tough. Nothing is given in international football, so a point to start the campaign away from home, yeah, it's a really solid start.
Well, what are you thinking, their hopes? Are they going to qualify?
It's a long process. It's quite complicated, but they have to top their group, which they're more than able to do. We're in League B of this league. If we top the group, we then go into further playoffs. Like I say, it's a long process, but you just have to take it a game at a time, and we have to win all games in this group.
Are you going to be there? What was their next game?
So Saturday, Montenegro, they got their next qualifying game. Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm actually there for an event for International Women's Day again, celebrating women in sport. But I'm sure that one they'll be looking to get all 3 points.
Do you think they have a good chance at that?
Yeah, absolutely. We are, ranked much higher than Montenegro. So going into that game, the expectation is for Wales to win and win well.
Do you think, obviously, Jess Fishlock was such a instrumental part of Welsh rugby, apologies, football. I've got rugby in my mind, we're on Rugby 1. Obviously, she was such an instrumental part to the foundations, I guess, of Welsh football and obviously getting to the Euros. Are we sort of seeing the foundations of the next Jess Fishlock coming through the ranks?
I think when we look at Jessica Fishlock, she is a talent by herself. She was a different era that she went from amateur to semi-professional to professional. Now young girls have such a bigger platform to build off. They have academies. So you would think we will see more stars like Jessica Fishlock coming into Welsh football. We know the future is bright and the pathway is there. But yeah, Jessica Fishlock was a huge driving force for Wales' success, and it's great to see her now in the technical area, bringing her knowledge of the game into the coaching side as well. So yeah, I think it's really exciting times for women's football.
Going back to podcast, obviously you're creating it here at Cardiff Met. How are you doing that?
With the help of the broadcasting students, with their direction. Obviously, me and Hannah have the knowledge and the expertise, and we're able to bring in the guests, but without their support, we wouldn't be able to produce it. So we're really grateful. And for Joe Towns as well, the leader, to give us the opportunity to pitch to the students, and luckily 2 of them wanted to be involved in it. So yeah, we know it's just going to go from strength to strength. Having opportunities like this to promote it as well, we're really grateful for. So if you haven't listened, we'd love you to listen. But on all social media platforms as well, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. So if you're interested in women's football or football in general, yeah, give us a listen.
So for the viewers, where can they listen? Is it on Spotify,
So
YouTube?
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and then lots of clips on Instagram and TikTok as well.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Katie. So the women's team were in action earlier today. Let's have a little look at how they got on.
Now Loughborough dishing the ball out wide. They've gone for a crossfield kick. Can she get under it? Oh, what a take by Loughborough. The crossfield kick over to the wing, and she's managed to latch onto that ball and place it down for 5 points to Loughborough. Now we have Loughborough offside here. Referee playing the advantage for Met. Still trying to drive this ball forward now, and there it is! A try by Cardiff Met here.
Good, just take a step for me, girls, take a step.
Now Loughborough trying the same as Met previously, just taking the ball into contact now, trying to pierce that Cardiff Met defence. And there's the Loughborough University try.
Yeah, they really went from that line out. They took that weak side and exposed the overlap they had over on that edge.
Loughborough dishing this ball out now from the scrum. It looks like they're running it.
Nice out to the edge with a 3-on-1, and we get it out to the winger, and she is off.
She's got some blistering pace here, Adina Hunter.
We've got Scarlett chasing her down. Who will meet and what will happen? We've got Morgan Burke with the tackle, but it just quite wasn't enough. Loughborough with another try.
Let go now. Onside, step. Tackle, release.
Again, Cardiff Met just using that physical dominance to try and break down the Loughborough defence here, trying to exploit any weaknesses in defence. And here we have an advantage for Cardiff Met now. And they've gone and taken it quickly.
Tap taken by Maddie. And she's made it over the line.
What a try there by Maddie Hughes. Such a strong ball carrier, as we've previously said.
Yeah, ball's out, yeah.
We've got some fresh legs in these games, and hopefully they bring this energy and keep our team up and in their face.
Such a physically demanding game, so important.
With a nice breakaway.
What a try there by Loughborough University. Just breaking that line in the Cardiff Met defence. Mole here now, just driving that ball forward.
19. Stay where you are, just don't change your mind.
Loughborough just driving that ball forward now, showing an excellent example of physical dominance here in this game. And they've just plopped the ball over. As easy as that. They've been so dominant on these line-outs, and with a maul as powerful as that, just driving that ball forward over that try line. It's another 5 points today for Loughborough University. Loughborough University scrum. Cardiff might be hoping to make something happen here now. Just to disturb the opposition, trying to force some mistakes, and they've done it.
Scrum penalty to Met.
And they decided to take it quick here. Maddie Hughes taking the ball up, dishing it out wide.
To Cookie, who's off.
Release.
Just short of the line, it looks like. And we're over. Met score.
Set. Ready. Ball's out.
Another good scrum there by Cardiff Met. They've been so dominant in these scrums.
Yeah, you had an 8 pick off to 9 onto the backs.
Met ball.
A little fumble with the ball, ended up backwards, and 10 is off to the try line in between the post.
What an interception by Loughborough University there. Ella Barnes just breaking that line and intercepting that pass from Cardiff Met to put the ball over and add another 5 points onto Loughborough University's scoreboard.
We are moments away now from the second half kickoff. Players are out on the pitch, and it is time to head back up to our commentary, Elliot and Arthur.
Back out now on Rugby 1, ready for the second half. And, well, we had an exhilarating first half. The second half, Arthur, do you expect much more of the same?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just scanning quickly across the Met side there. I can see a few replacements on the pitch. You know, I can see Ryan Woodford, JJ. So I'm sure, and Will Owen on the back row. So, you know, maybe some more fresh legs to make a big impact.
Onside green.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, well, we were just tired watching the game, and I'm sure some of the players out there now, lot of running and perhaps a lot of fresh legs needed in that front row. And, well, obviously, there's only 2 games, well, 1 game remaining left after this game in BUCS Super Rugby. So, a lot at stake in the league. Elsewhere around the grounds at half-time, obviously we mentioned Hartbury. They lost to Exeter 59-40 earlier today. And around the ground in the 6:30 kickoffs, Swansea currently losing 14-7 to Durham. Swansea need to win or just get a losing bonus point to give them a chance of staying up in BUCS Super Rugby. But as it stands, they are getting relegated. And then the top of the table clash between Bath and Loughborough. It's Bath 19, Loughborough 21. Just 1 point separating them two at the top. I mean,
hold your mark.
I would say that would have been the game to watch tonight. But, well, we've got this year now on Rugby 1, so I mean,
who wouldn't watch the game on Rugby 1?
Who does not, about it? It's another classic being produced here. And I mean, talking about implications, I mean, Bath and Loughborough, they're 2 sides that you wouldn't want to face in the playoffs, right?
No, I mean, that's why it's so important. You know, the Hartbury loss is definitely in Met's favour. You know, it can be the balance of travelling away to Durham or travelling closer for the quarterfinals. So, yeah, definitely better to try and fight for every point you can have.
Now, Loughborough can win BUCS Super Rugby if they win today and Bath do not pick up a losing bonus point. But Bath already with 3 tries at half-time, so it does look like they will perhaps pick up that losing bonus point, and so still all to play for going into the final day Anyway, now back into the action on the field here at Rugby 1.
Yeah, I see another replacement of Ross McKay on for Sam Berry. And he's equally as experienced and can really help lead this team.
Hold in front, hold!
Experienced Irishman here now. On for Cardiff Met. Has played a lot of rugby, hasn't he, at Cardiff Met. Oh, and that is...
Monster shot from JJ. You know, definitely wouldn't have liked to run into him off that run up.
Straight off the bench, JJ, and he is certainly got us straight into the action. And I mean, the thing is, a game like this, you really need to assert yourself early doors.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of boys who've come up and been in the BSR squad have done really well and found their feet. You know, and some have been forced to do it quite quickly, and they've actually, you know, really shown what they're made of and you know, expressed themselves. Oh, very good kick there from Nottingham.
Cracking kick, Ryan Williams. Just not knowing what to do with that ball. That kick caused all sorts of confusion. And a great position for Nottingham to be in.
Fine, yeah.
Well then, 3 minutes in to the second half.
We go back to this big hit here from JJ.
Oh.
Really good. I think it gets slightly slowed down by, I think it's Dom who's also on, Kieran Hill on his hooker. I think both do a really good effort.
The impact player certainly making an impact here in the second half. Advantage here to Nottingham.
Advantage off feet.
Off the feet is the call from the ref. And here is Nottingham with Matty Walker, the winger. Offloaded by the captain, Harry Simpson. He's down by Archie Lloyd.
One side, yeah.
Holding strong are the Met defence so far. Nottingham still knocking on the doors, and it's another advantage to the away side. It's picked up by Harry Simpson, and out wide it goes to Alex Garrett, and he has another try to his name.
Yeah, I mean, really good a loose ball rugby there. They really found that edge. You know, yeah, good work try there. You know, really working through the phases in Mets 22. Yeah, definitely the first. It was definitely a competition who could score first, coming out from the second half, and yeah, Nottingham have achieved that.
It's now 3 tries in the last 2 games for Alex Garrett, the player of the game against Exeter last week, in which he did score 2 tries. And here his first try of the night. Here.
Listen, it ends there, okay? If it happens
good
again,
quick hands there from Harry Simpson. Good awareness, and Alex Garrett. See a man on form for Nottingham, and
yeah, all things level ahead of this kick.
And over the post they go, and Nottingham take the lead once again. 28-26 to the away side. And there it is. Nottingham continue their 22-point away streak.
Yeah, all about the response now from Met to try and cap that as low as we can.
Ed Batchelor, once again, another strong carry from the number 8. Ross Mackay opting for the kick out wide, and he's gone straight into the hands of Jack Walsh, and great feet there. And unfortunately, has Nottingham come away with it. Once again, playing their adventurous style of rugby.
Yes! Onside here on the line.
Looks like John Diaz goes to kick. Nearly charged down by Gareth Carner, but it's going to go straight into the hands of Ryan Williams.
On for 50-22.
And a kick from Ross McKay straight in the hands of Ryan Sweeten, and he's broke away there from the Met defence, but a great tap of the ankles there. But Nottingham still holding on to the ball, and they do have the advantage on their side. Crossfield kick. Alex Scar at the try. Score at the trace.
No advantage here.
Back to the advantage. The referee goes.
Up here. Yeah.
Well, Met there. Nearly broke through. Out wide again, trying to utilise their wing play.
Yeah.
Unfortunate there not to break away there.
Yeah, really good attack from both teams there. You know, I thought on the previous attack from Nottingham, I would probably called the mark and just tried to slow things down. But I mean, their winger backing himself and making a good line break, and now they have an attacking opportunity inside the Met half to try and, whether they're kicking to the corner to try and put even more pressure on the Mets defence.
Well, the second half have certainly not slowed down. It certainly has continued the tempo of the first half, which is what we love to see here. BUCS Super Rugby action never disappoints, especially on Rugby 1. Not with these two sides. Nottingham probably one of the most exciting sides to watch, I think, in BUCS Super Rugby with the way they play. But Met holding their own. In good form.
I think both teams are, you know, comfortable in their own. You know, I think it's very much a game to grab. You can see how much the players are putting their bodies through with, you know, Nottingham to, you know, get some treatment, sorry, from their physio. But yeah, I think it's a really good game of rugby at the moment. And, you know, only 8 minutes into the second half, again, we've had another score and it's back to a close game.
It's Julian Nunn who's back to his feet, one of the replacements for Nottingham. At half time, and he's now back on his feet as Nottingham look to kick their captain, Harry Simpson. And here we will see the ankle tap here. And there it is.
Yeah, really good effort there from Theo Povey, and just the high tackle there from Ollie Smith. I think it was a very much needed tackle to try and prevent the you know, maybe a line break and eventually a try. But you know, Nottingham now find themselves in a line out just inside Met's 22.
Let's go, Green.
Good steal there from Geoff Cannon at the back of the line out.
Yeah, onside, yeah.
First unsuccessful line out there from Nottingham.
Hold it front!
It's been unlike them tonight as Ross McKay clears it out, but only as far as the halfway line. As Nottingham look to come forward again with Julian Nunn. Good tackle there from Jack Walsh.
Advantage.
That's another advantage to Nottingham. Oh, and that's good quick hands there. Good feet from Matty Walker.
Outside here.
Met, got to keep their discipline now.
For Red playing the ball. I've got a number. No number. No clear release.
Harsh there from the ref. It taps and goes.
To the moon, and there it is. A full clear moon here at Cyncoed Campus. A very rare sight to see. But what's not been a rare sight to see is the action on the pitch and both teams being on the 5 metre line. Plenty of action within both 5 metres. And it looks like Nottingham, have they got over there? No, not quite. As the tension builds, Nottingham continue to knock on Met's defensive door. Holding their own well. For now, the Archers. More good work. Just got to keep their discipline now here, Cardiff Met.
Onside.
Yeah, very good line defence here from Met. We might see Nottingham look to try and pull it out a bit wider as the forwards have done.
Shot!
Has that gone over? No, not quite. But Nottingham will have one more chance here. They get it out wide. And there it is. Kieran Perkins, the vice captain, Nottingham outnumbering the Archers there on their left-hand side. And they successfully get it out over the try line. And that's 2 tries now for Nottingham in the second half as they build a little bit of a cushion now between them and Cardiff Met.
Yeah, really good, well worked try there for Nottingham, just being patient and using their forwards. You know, all started from discipline error of just not releasing the tackler and allowing Nottingham to move into Cardiff Met's 22.
And here it is, Kieran Perkins just going over the try line. Nottingham finally working it out wide and outnumbering Met out on that left-hand side. And you mentioned by there then discipline. Is that something that Cardiff Met has perhaps lost a little bit now in the second half?
I wouldn't say lost. You know, I think it's just maybe important just to realign. You know, in this huddle now, just make sure Gus is really leading that and making sure everyone's going to be really tight and squeaky clean around the breakdown. Sorry. No, I was just going to say I can see some substitutions warming up and coming on. You know, Adam Wally and Gabe Cassé. You know, Gabe, as we call him, Big Gabe. You know, you can see him running around the pitch now. He is a bit of a man mountain. So, yeah, maybe that's what we need to really win over this game line.
I mean, a game like this, such high scoring end to end, you can see how easy it is to, I suppose, to get caught up and sort of that adrenaline.
Yeah, really important to keep a cool head. You know, on a game that's so close, you don't want to be giving any easy, exits or even any easy, you don't want to be losing any cards. You know, you don't want to be sending any players off pitch. So really important for Cardiff Met and Nottingham to stay, clean and play a good game of rugby.
The Archers certainly still in this game. Just over 25 minutes remaining. That's another big hit, but Archers retain the ball. That's a loose pass from Geth Cannon, but retrieved by Ross Mackay.
The crowd there challenging the ref to a tip tackle, but the ref seems to keep his decision firm.
And Batchelor once again smashing into the defence like a wardrobe, and there he is, Big Abe.
Well, I think this is something that we need. It's just picking through the ruck. It's just different rugby. Can't be too easy to read. It's really important to vary it up. And now we've got a bit more of a momentum on the wing as Geth fights off another 2 defenders.
Geth Cannon, brutal yet powerful with his carries.
On you.
Obviously, Geth Cannon with Wales under-20s experience and someone who you could potentially be looking at the first team maybe soon.
Yeah, I mean, Geth, as well as 75 caps for the club, he's every week, he turns up and he really puts his body on the line and he shows and he leads from the front.
Short side, Phil.
I mean, speaking of Wales now, the Six Nations campaign, what have you made of it so far?
Yeah, it's been good to watch. Can't say they may have been involved as much in my fantasy team, but they have been good and they seem to be improving throughout the campaign. Good carry there from Wally and a good fend to beat the defender.
How are you doing in your league?
Actually not that high. I think I find myself near the 8th position as Nottingham intercept that ball and they break down the edge. Yeah, I think we'll leave that conversation there.
Never on the ball. No, onside.
Here is the Nottingham sub, Ronan Daniel. That's another crossfield kick. And Nottingham, they've had a lot of joy. But the referee has gone back for a Met penalty. Offside is the call from the referee. But once again, Alex Garrett just it's finding a bit of space out wide now for Nottingham. I mean, he is someone that Nottingham look at, they rely on, especially with the wing play. Certainly a man in form. But it's Ross Mackay to kick it into touch and Met. They'll be looking to create something now, certainly within the next 5-10 minutes. Vital they get points on the board soon.
On your front,
man. In a topsy-turvy game like this,
Green, I put you on your
anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that momentum swing, I think really important for Met to regain some momentum and some territory in Nottingham's half here. Good call there from Cardiff Met to take the easy option at the front.
Oh, and just overhit there by Gus Patterson, but it is picked up here from Theo Povey.
Inside, yeah.
And again, but knocked on from Ed Batchelor, and just on a slip away from Met. Just on to get a bit loose with the ball at hand.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just a point of where a bit of a reset's needed. We're definitely up for it. You can hear the Cardiff Met fans really getting behind them now for the scrum. This is where we really require the fans to get right behind us and get the boys on the pitch. With some momentum behind their backs.
Yeah, going back to that game, like we mentioned at a half-time, with Exeter beating Hartbury in what was a high-scoring game, 59-40. I mean, how important could that be in the long run for Cardiff Met? Because joint on points before today's fixtures.
Yeah, so Troy's bonus. It seems that obviously Hartbury have also got that with a 40-point, 40 points scored. But coming down to point difference, just the table can get really tight, and that middle section is very close. And so, yeah, really important for Met to try and come away from this tonight as many points as they can to try and move up that table.
And how important could that game be next week? We're back on Rugby 1, the old rivalry. The old classic, Cardiff Met versus Hartbury, the final game of the regular season. Yeah. I mean, we mentioned about this game being an absolute cracker. I mean, that one has the same sort of...
Yeah, I think there's definitely a bit more, as Hartbury, I think last time we were unfortunate to lose them when we met in the King's Home, and, you go back to last season, very narrow loss in extra time for the semi-finals. I know the Cardiff Met Ultras, it's their WWE social, so that's been booked in their calendars for a long time. Really good scrum there, but Nottingham played the ball away early there.
And it's away kicked as Ryan Williams retrieves for Cardiff Met. Alex Garrett there, though, to get him down to the floor.
Take him back. Hold it front.
Into the Nottingham defence is Ross Mackay. Kicks away and is picked up by the Nottingham captain, Harry Simpson.
Good kick chase there from Cardiff Met to force Nottingham on the halfway line.
Release.
Good line there from Nottingham's second row. A ball loose on the floor.
No hands out.
Good work from Ollie Barker. He's been involved a lot so far this game in the second row position. Of course, the blindside flanker last week. It's a new position for him, and he's seen plenty of the ball tonight, including scoring the first try. Another sub there from Nottingham.
Oh, really good pick up there by Rhys Spavins. He's fast.
Intercepted. Rhys Spavins is going to go into the corner, and under the posts he goes. Rhys Spavins. And that is huge for Cardiff Met.
Absolutely, that's huge. Rhys is just having a great season. He's a really phenomenal player. He's strong, and he's shown there. He's showed his pace, and he's outdone their back three. So that's really good for the team, and I'm sure he'll be watching that back later.
Like we say, when it comes to these type of games, you mentioned anything can happen. You would probably say Nottingham have sort of edged that second half, but when the game's such high tempo like this, then all of a sudden, one interception, and next thing you know, it's back as it stands, a 4-point game with Ross Mackay. If he does convert this successfully, in which he does, it's back to a 2-point game.
Absolutely. 20 minutes to go on the clock. Definitely all coming down to it.
Now, what do you think Met need to do now to turn this deficit around? We did mention Nottingham do have the upper edge, but you did mention momentum swings.
Yeah.
Could that potentially swing it back in Met's favour?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, you hear it on the, bigger games commentary, it's just that exit now. You've just scored a try. It's about putting the pressure back onto Nottingham. Hopefully a clean collection, and then be able to kick it and put the pressure back on. From there, hopefully it'll allow us to then, edge back into their half and come away with some more points.
We're talking about the Hartpury clash next week. Hartpury, of course, the reigning BUCS Super Rugby champions, currently find themselves in 6th this season. What do you think has happened there?
Yeah, I think that's the thing about BUCS Super Rugby, isn't it? The rotation of new players and old players is so big. As they finish their degree.
Yes.
And that's probably just the constant cycle that all unis face. Last year Hartpury were a very good outfit. This year they may just be building into a new chapter.
Is that the beauty of BUCS Super Rugby, the beauty of the competition, that anyone can beat anyone?
Yeah, absolutely. A really good turnover there from JJ. But yeah, I think it also gives players opportunity that may not feel in a club environment where you may have some more standard set in stone players. Here there's a constant cycle of movement of players, and that allows players to get onto the pitch and show themselves at a bit BUCS Super Rugby level.
It's a kick into touch from Ross Mackay as momentum swings back into the home side's favour.
Yeah, really good body position here as JJ gets over that ball. Locked in as well with Gabe.
Clear numbers, clear numbers.
Subs have certainly made an impact so far. JJ Wozniak especially has been involved a lot. And a good position here from Met, from a great kick from Ross Mackay. But he's overthrown the line out, and Nottingham will pick the ball back up. Missed opportunity there for Met.
Ball's here.
Yeah, probably not what they hoped to come away with there. But I mean, you can still try and disrupt Nottingham as much as you can and make it hard for them to exit here.
Onside, Red, onside. Use. No, back. Good.
And Fergus Maney with the kick back. Oh, and it's Alex Garrett to retrieve the ball, and Nottingham remain in possession as they get over into Met's off. As Fergus Maney opts for the kick once again. Collected here by Toby Locke. It's been indecisive here. He's running into trouble, but finds Geth Cannon.
Inside, yeah.
Good work there for Met to break out of their own 22.
Yeah, it was a good attacking kick there from Nottingham to really put Toby Locke back in his corner. But he did well to find Geth and then Adam Wally on the edge. But a charge down there from Nottingham.
Good, strong charge down there from Alex Kerr.
Inside.
And it's a line out to Cardiff Met inside their own 22. But good work for Nottingham there to still keep the pressure on.
Happy?
Yeah, and that's, I believe, Kai Evans on the bench for Cardiff Met, coming on and sorry, Kai Thomas, and coming on for Archie Lloyd to replace at scrum half.
15 minutes remaining and still all to play for. Successful line out there from Cardiff Met. A much needed successful line out.
Use!
So first bit of action there from Kai Thomas. Well retrieved there from Julian Nunn, from one impact player to another.
But the kick sprint and the jackal turnover even better from Cardiff Met. So yeah, really good, and you can hear the Cardiff Met ultras really getting behind them here. Let's see what the decision is now, because the 3 points does look available, but equally a 7-point hopefully lead if we enter well into the 22 could be on as well.
It looks like Ross Mackay might be going to touch.
What's the issue here, sorry? What's the issue?
This game's have been full of swings and roundabouts, as we can see here for the turnover. I mean, once again, that's great work there. She looks like
there's Kieran Hill. Yes, yeah. And he's been in with Bristol for the past couple of weeks. And really good player, really good, come in as a fresher, but a lot to give to the team, especially over the next couple of years.
Not a bad impact player for Met to have, and has certainly been on show tonight. And happy birthday rings around Rugby 1 for Gethin Cannon.
Yeah, maybe have a few celebratory drinks tonight.
Okay, green, take the
I mean,
line.
the term legend gets thrown about around loosely around, you know, in any sporting environment. And, you know, there's the old fish in the crowd, the old fishies. First half there, having a race with the fans. He's now having a breather. He's now in the stands now for the second half, I think.
Yeah, probably some rehydration that was needed.
Yes, certainly.
Strong move set up here from Met. If they can just stay tight and do what they did earlier and just stay in it and patient as the backs look to join it with good roll on from Met.
Great work there from Met as they look to do the same as they did in the first half. And the try has been given to Cardiff Met.
Yeah, Kieran Hill just really strong at the back of that maul, you know, just guiding that ball and yeah, finding the gap to score over the line.
As we just mentioned now, Kieran Hill off the bench making an impact, and it's fantastic work there. And as we can see now here, Met doing like they did in the first half, strong in the maul, committing numbers to make sure that they do get over the line, and it's great work. Rugby 1, full silent. It's Ross Mackay. Looks to take the 2 points here. And a great kick from Ross Mackay. An extra 2 points on the board for Cardiff Met. They now lead by 5 points once again, 40-35. And well, there's just over 10 minutes to go now. Well, this game is not over yet, certainly not.
Don't think we can say that with the way this game's been tonight. But hopefully Cardiff Met are just now understanding how to control this ball and how to control this game. But maybe it looks slightly different as Nottingham turned that ball over on kickoff.
Onside.
And it's that man again, Alex Garrett, who have been very active this second half. He's really got himself involved. Didn't see much of him in the first half, but a man of his abilities. He was always going to pop up at some point. Oh, that's a good take there from Nottingham and a good drive. As they look to react
great
well, and there's
intercepted from Jack Walsh.
here. Jack Walsh.
Give it back inside.
Offloading it to Ross Mackay. He's going to the corner.
Has he got the legs? Oh, he's been brought down.
Not quite from Ross Mackay, but can get numbers to support. Yes, they can. And it's Toby Locke.
Just needs to be given one more pass out wide.
Finds Kai Thomas. He's down on the 5-metre line. Ryan Williams. And JJ Wozniak here. Powerhouse and Geth Cannon. Can he score on his birthday? Yes, he can. Geth Cannon. It's his birthday try. Unbelievable work from Geth Cannon. And there will be... Oh, no player deserves a try more than Geth Cannon. Obviously over 75 appearances for Cardiff Met on his birthday. What a fitting story.
Yeah, I mean, cheers come around all of Rugby 1. You know, just quickly scanning the fans, now getting into full voice now. And even the coach's box having a good cheer as well.
The loudest cheers we've had all night for Geth and Cannon. Really a testament to how much of a great player he has been over the years for Cardiff Met. In full voice, the Archers.
Yeah, even bouncing along to it. No, it's so good to be on, you know, a game on Rugby 1 on Wednesday. You know, Ross to hopefully add the extra 2 and you know, maybe make this game a bit more and maybe close this game.
47-35 now the score. And well, happy birthday, Geth, and I don't think he could have asked for a better birthday present than that. Met just need to hold on now for the win, and it certainly had been a happy birthday for the Cannon. Ross Mackay.
Yeah, really good foot chase there, but very good cover tackle from Nottingham. You know, just that last bit of the hard work from Met to finish it off at the end.
Fresh legs coming in to use for Cardiff Met. Very quick to get numbers to support Ross Mackay there, and in the end, they just had enough numbers to get over the line. And well, then with 8 minutes to go, Arthur, who would you say is your player of the match?
Well, calling it this early or a couple of nominations?
We'll have a couple of nominations.
Okay,
the way this game is going,
I think
it's full of swings and roundabouts. There's only 8 minutes remaining, and God knows what can happen.
No, I think it's been a really good contest at 8. You know, both the Nottingham 8 and Ed Batch, you know, they've both carried really well and made really good gain line and beaten defenders. Equally out wide, you know, the 10s really controlled the game well for Nottingham, and Jack Walsh in the centres has had a really good game as well.
And another turnover there from Met. But it is a penalty to Nottingham. Off the feet in the jackal, says the referee. And a let off for Nottingham, and a good position for them. Go to attack the Met back line. 7 minutes on the clock remain. He's also the vice captain.
8.
Well, pressure back on Cardiff Met as they're back in their 22 with a line out for Nottingham. Yeah, last time we've seen Nottingham on the Cardiff Met's 5 metre line, they have managed to work a try. So, yeah, really important for Cardiff Met to defend hard. Really good take in the air from the Nottingham jumper.
Very good take there. And what can Nottingham do in this small at the moment? Is steady and still. Or will they commit numbers into this small Nottingham? And here they are now, starting to gain some metres.
Yeah, as they break through there from the first wave, and they are
over the line they go. It's another try for Nottingham.
Leave him up, leave him up.
Who the try scorer is, I do not know yet. Many bodies over that line, and all of a sudden Nottingham get themselves back in that game.
7 minutes.
A lot of encouragement coming there from the Nottingham bench with 5 minutes of left. You know, 5 minutes to empty the tank for both teams. So, you know, game definitely in for both teams, but it's all about who can close this game off.
Looks like it was Sam Loftus, one of the impact players for Nottingham, who did get that try. And that try is converted. 47-42. Just 5 points between these sides. And, well, we knew this game was going to be a thriller. And, well.
Yeah, well, I think it's really important now for Cardiff Met just to take their time as you see them walking up to the halfway line. You know, they don't need to rush anything. You know, they have got the 5-point lead. They do require Nottingham to score, so a 3-point penalty won't do it. So I think just to be able to take control of this game and see it out is really important.
Well, Arthur, I'm starting to run up the words to describe this game. Taken well from Ryan Williams. Ed Batchelor. Does he have more in the tank? Yes, he can. Carrying strong all night. He continues to do so.
Yeah.
75 minutes later.
I feel like the Nottingham 19 was more used as a speed bump there than a tackler, but as Gus looks to pick through the ruck.
Will Owen now also on for the home side. Another experienced player amongst the Met ranks.
First man's got to roll, and then you've gone off it.
Not rolling away there is the call from the referee, and Cardiff Met have a penalty.
I think Ross will probably look to take the 3 and run this clock down.
Yeah, pressure much relieved here for Cardiff Met. See, Ross Mackay is going to go for the kick. And, well, it'd be rude not to mention his late kick against Durham the other week.
Yeah, that definitely was a really good win. You know, back on Rugby 1 as we spoke about, and hopefully Ross can do the same here as Rugby 1 full silent.
You can hear a pin drop here.
Doesn't have the legs. Oh, it's fallen short.
Not quite the legs with that kick. It remains 47-42. But Ross Mackay quickly is back on the ball.
Hold!
Looks for the up and under, and it's going to be Guest to chase this. But Nottingham do well. And here comes Alex Kerr.
Balls there.
Massive final 3 minutes for the both sides. Oakenhoff and Gethin cannon close with the interception. And here comes Ollie Barker. But well tackled there from Ryan Williams just to relieve a bit of pressure. But here comes Alex Scarlett. Inside the Met 22. Go Nottingham.
Yeah, Nottingham really used that wide pass really well and just take out the Met defenders. You know, if you see here, it's a good 10-metre pass. And they found width really well off that. Advantage out for Nottingham here with a slow ball at the breakdown.
Oh, and through the gap goes Kieran Perkins.
No advantage coming
really
back.
Really good carry from Kieran Perkins there. Yeah, he's done really well today. He's just carried very well under the ball. And so it has been a good battle for the number 8 shirt on this pitch. But as we see, we go back for the penalty for Nottingham.
Is your captain gone?
You know,
back on that warning
still
now,
only
yeah?
5 points in it, so
it
I presume Nottingham will go for the corner and try and get the 5, if not 7.
3 minutes.
Certainly be going for touch spear now, Nottingham. As they look to snatch a late try here and upset the Archers. But from a Nottingham point of view, they were just 2 points behind Exeter in 3rd place. And Nottingham, they finished 8th and 7th in their 3 seasons. Currently find themselves in 5th. They've never finished in the top 4. I mean, if they can get something from this game tonight, do you fancy them to get top 4?
Yeah, it could be huge for them if they finished in top 4. You know, any home quarter final for a team is really big in the playoffs. You know, for anyone to have their fans behind them is, so important.
And Nottingham doing well in this small. They're now inside the Met 5-metre line.
Don't change.
They continue to make yards.
Onside.
I think the Nine's going to have to use it there. Really good defence here.
Fergus mainly looking out wide, but he's got no options out wide. But they work it really well. As Harry Simpson goes over the line. And it's a try to Nottingham with 1 minute remaining.
In a quite good position just by the sticks. So it shouldn't be a challenging kick here for the Nottingham 10. So let's hope there's a bit more time on the clock than shown, and hopefully Met can have a response here. But I mean, a very, very good, work try with the hands of Nottingham here.
Minute and a half.
They did well, and they managed to, find the space out wide in the backs.
He's got
experienced Harry Simpson over the line, and as you mentioned, in a fairly central position. So as Harry Simpson converts his own try, and Nottingham take the lead 49-47. And like you mentioned, will there be time for one last attack for Cardiff Met?
Two points in it. Maybe we're going to see a drop goal in the dying embers of today.
Knocked on.
As Careth and then Big Gabe.
Knocked on, and the referee has given it in favour of Nottingham. And Nottingham will be in no rush to take this penalty. Or scrum even.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Oh yeah, here we go. A Kit Kat and take a break. We've seen a player of Nottingham's team just take a knee, have to require some treatment, run that clock down. Yeah, maybe he does have cramp. Maybe we'll let him off. But I think we know that tactic.
40 seconds. 40 seconds.
Oh, and here is the try again now. As you can see, good work from Nottingham. Quick hands, good offload there from Harry Garbutt, and Harry Simpson finding the space over the line. And a sucker punch from Met.
Okay, you good? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just one of those where it's just 5 minutes left on the clock. You really just got to dig deep, and when you're in your own half, just defend really hard and have some pride of your try line and not let people come over. But with time back on, hopefully a really big scrum from Cardiff Met. Equally, I'm sure Nottingham will try and hold this out and control this game.
I'm going to come this side because he's complaining about the gap, okay? 40. Let's go, please.
Referee there saying 40 minutes is gone on the clock. Met will really need to turn over the scrum to have any chance of getting something from this game. It's now all on the scrum.
Yeah, put shoulder.
Fergus Maney to put the ball in. It's all down to this scrum.
Oh,
And
really
in it
good
goes.
scrum there. Surely a penalty for Cardiff Met.
And it's a penalty for Cardiff Met. Well, Arthur.
Oh, I can't speak. No, I mean, really good control there from Cardiff Met's forward pack. You know, that's all we asked for. Scrum is an 8, hit really hard, and the front row really found the gap in there. You know, really good work there. So no, I'm not going to put the pressure on. No commentators curse. We'll wait for Ross to make his decision.
No.
Ross Mackay. He now has his tee. Puts the ball on the tee. You can hear a pin drop here at Rugby 1. Ross Mackay.
And here's slots that right down the middle.
Wins it for Cardiff Met with the last kick of the game. Absolutely incredible scenes. Look at what it means. Look at what it means to the Archers. Ecstatic celebrations, an exhilarating game. 50-49. 99-point game. And, well,
I mean, what a game from both teams. You can see body language for Nottingham. You know, they have put everything on this pitch. I mean, at times it looked like they were going to be, you know, the winning team here, but I mean, Cardiff Met really sticking to their own and showing, you know, what they're made of and you know what contention they have for these last games and moving into the playoffs.
Both teams gave it their all. They gave absolutely everything. A 50-49 game, absolutely incredible. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint really what separated the both teams. Both teams very evenly matched, and they really could have gone in anyone's favour that game.
Yeah, there's definitely a ping pong of tries between, you know, in the first half especially, of just each team scoring and then conceding, and it's just that last bit, and well, it's just the, you know, the fine margins of, you know, rugby, especially in BUCS Super Rugby, where, you know, two very good, you know, drilled teams, and you know, it comes down to that, and you know, fortunately on the side of Cardiff Met, so that definitely makes.
And just to confirm now that Cardiff Met are victorious, who is your player of the match for tonight?
I think I've got to give it to Ed Batch. You know, I think he's carried really well tonight. You know, he's definitely given momentum, which has been really key tonight, and won that gain line.
There we are, Ed Batchelor, your player of the match tonight. And you can see the faces on the Nottingham players, absolutely devastated. Now, from a Nottingham point of view, if you were on this side, how devastated would you be to lose a match like that?
Yeah, it's not going to be a nice bus journey back, especially if you can watch it back and see how close you were to winning that game. Equally, you know, hearing the Met Ultras sing loud there, you know, they know how good this win is, and I'm sure they'll all be piling into district later to enjoy their night.
I mean, to score 49 points and not come away with a win there, at least they'll come away with that losing bonus point, which could be quite big going into the playoff picture. Obviously, a massive game for them against Leeds Beckett in the final game of the season. Full voices, the fans.
Yeah, they've been brilliant tonight. You know, all really loud, getting behind the boys. You know, that's what you love to hear, especially when you're on the pitch. You know, to hear them in the back of your ear, it really gets you up for it.
Incredible work, incredible. Right then, and look at the smiles on the faces. As you can see in the picture right now, Ross Mackay scored the winning kick against Durham not so long ago. And he's done it once again. Another match-winning kick. And look at the scenes into the huddle. And I mean, you've known Ian Gardner now for a couple of seasons. he's going to be ecstatic. What do you think he's saying now in that huddle?
Well, he's probably happy it's over now. You know, I think probably all the coaches' heart rate was probably too high than what they wanted. But I mean, you know, it's that dedication and it's that teamwork and team first that has got them there tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure Ian Gardner will be absolutely ecstatic with that then, as you can see. Big smile on his face there. And swinging his crutches in the air now.
Yeah, unfortunate skiing accident, so...
but he will be absolutely ecstatic.
No, brilliant performance from the team tonight.
And there we go. We're about to start the Cardiff Met clap now.
We're going to hear a good cheer here.
The go cheer as we prepare now for the old clap and run now to the fans. Here we go. Led by captain Gus Patterson, and over they go. I mean, that scene never gets old, does it, Arthur?
No, and to be a part of that, either on one side of the fence or the other, oh, it's so good. It is so good. And, you know, seeing all your mates in the crowd, oh, it's brilliant. You know, see Gabe getting a lot of attention there, but, you know, no, it's brilliant. And, yeah, it's all one club, and they all get behind each other, so really good.
Well, this will put them now in great stead heading into the Opry game now in the final game of the season. I mean, how excited are you for that game now?
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like if I'm not going to be up here again, it seems like I need to wear a WWE costume. Yet to be decided, but yeah, really excited for it. It's going to be a really good one.
Well then, 5th place still all up for grabs now for Cardiff Met. For that favourable away playoff tie, which looks like it'll either be Exeter or Durham. I mean...
Yeah, two good teams to face in the playoffs. So, you know, if we get another win here, just the momentum we have, you know, really important to go into those playoffs. You know, if we go back to last year, we had a really strong quarter-final playoff against Bath where, you know, we won. So, yeah, it's coming to the business end of the season, but... yeah, I'm sure the boys will take this win, enjoy tonight, and be ready to go again next week.
Elsewhere in BUCS Super Rugby, a massive result as Bath beat Loughborough, as Bath now go to the top of the league in BUCS Super Rugby. But that's another massive result there in BUCS Super Rugby.
Yeah, massive result for Bath. You know, they haven't won the league, even with the teams they're able to put out. You know, it's, yeah, really big for them. So I'm sure they'll be pleased with that as well.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in. What an exhilarating game we had here on Rugby One tonight. But now it's time to throw you back to our presenter, Abby Peters, who is joined with Cardiff Met head coach, Dr. Ian Gardner.
Wow, what an amazing game. Now, my heart is going pitter-patter right now. Ian Gardner, I bet yours is probably going 10 to the dozen, even more than mine.
Yeah, I think it had been all game, to be honest, too. From the first half, it just seemed sort of try one end, try the other, try one end, try the other. Then he settled down for a little bit, and he'd done it again the last 20 minutes. So, yeah, it was a tough watch for a coach, but obviously we're extremely happy with the result.
How does it feel to come on top, to come out on top in a game like this?
Yeah, look, we know what Nottingham are a tremendous attacking team. They play with loads of intent, and we knew that. And you know, we fell off quite a few tackles in the first half. But fortunately, our attack was really clinical and accurate. And we scored some tries of our own. And you know, the changes we made half time brought lots of energy. But in fairness, so did the Nottingham players brought lots of energy. So it was, you know, it was nip and tuck, and you know, a huge scrum at the end. Ross sort of draining that kick was massive, so I'm really pleased for him as well. You know, he's been around a long time, served the club fantastically well, so you know, proud moment for him as well.
Where do you think the game was won today?
It's difficult. Look, you know, when it goes to the line, it could have been 1-0 lost. It was one of those. We probably just our grit and determination to stay in the fight. You know, a couple of times we could have rolled over when we went 12 points down after 15 minutes of the second half. We could have wilted, but we didn't. We came back and scored three tries of our own. But in credit to Nottingham again, they did the same. So, but again, we had to try and retain the kickoff. Win the kickoff, we didn't. It was a knock-on scrum, and then a great scrum from the lads. So, you know, really proud of them, and they fought till the end.
Amazing. Looking ahead to next week, obviously Hartpury at home, going into coaching this week, what are you going to say to the guys?
Well, first of all, they can enjoy themselves tonight. That's really, really important. And you know, in fairness, I think Nottingham will still be, 5 points above us at the moment, or maybe 4 points above us. And so they are still in the box seat really for coming into next week. And I'm not sure the Durham and Swansea results. So the results are out of our hands in terms of if we can try to get that top 4 finish. I think that's probably looking unlikely. But all we can do is do our best, keep on winning, and take some momentum into the playoffs. And another 1 point or 1 score win as it was against Exeter and Durham, the last 2 home games. So really proud of the boys.
Amazing stuff, Ian. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations again. Enjoy this one.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. We are now going to bring in Ross McKay. Hello. Congratulations. Huge performance out there today on what's really been yet another physical contest for you guys. How does it feel to come out on top?
Yeah, good. We spoke about it in the week, getting the performance. We probably had that for parts of the game, but not all. And then getting that sort of 12-point lead felt quite comfortable. And then, they came back into it, went ahead, and it got a little bit nervy at the end. But it's always good to win at home, and it feels even better in front of the home fans.
Obviously, you had that last kick of the game. Yeah. What was going through your head at that point?
Don't miss it. I had the chance in the 5 minutes before, or a couple of minutes before, sort of a bit further out, and I didn't really hit it very nicely. But I just didn't want to get too caught up in the celebrations for the scrum penalty, and I just wanted to sort of take myself away from it a little bit, and just try and put it over.
Tell me if I'm wrong. I think it was 13 tries between the two teams tonight. It felt like a proper battle from minute 1 tonight. How tough was it out there physically? It
was tough. I mean, Nottingham, give them credit, they're a good side, and we spoke about it in the week. Actually, we spoke about defence, and we conceded 49 points, so it's not really ideal, but there's plenty of work onto that. But it was physical out there, and high pace, and but it feels even better that we come out with a win.
I was just saying to Ian there, my heart and everyone's hearts in the gantry was going pitter-patter during that a whole entire, probably say, last 10 minutes. Did it feel as fast and frantic on the pitch as it did from the stands?
Probably a little bit, to be fair. I think there were some points where we were in the right areas and it seemed quite comfortable, and then the sort of them scoring that try within 5 points gets a little bit nervy. And then when they scored that one again, you're kind of going, is it just going to slip away from us? But I think full credit goes to the boys getting back up the pitch there. We won the scrum penalty, and we spoke under the post. It's not over yet, and fair play to us. We got the win.
Now I'm sure you boys are going to absolutely enjoy reveling it this evening. However, looking ahead to Hartpury next week, what are you going to do going into training? What's going to be the mentality like?
I think we spoke about obviously 4th for a home quarter finals, kind of out of our hands at the minute, but we still got to come here, play the game. The mentality has to be spot on. At the end of the day, we're playing at home, we want to win. It's another game. In training we got to go over the stuff, got to go over analysis of Hartpury, see what they're going to bring, how we can exploit it, and at the end of the day we want to win and come away with 5 points and just get that momentum going into the knockouts.
Amazing stuff. Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Ross. Congratulations.
Thank
you boys go and enjoy it out there.
We will.
What an amazing night and what an amazing win under the full moon tonight. Met go again next week here on Cyncoed Campus against Hartpury. And that's all we've got time for tonight. Noswaith da.
Tonight, Cyncoed Campus is the setting for one of BUCS Super Rugby's fiercest rivalries.
Don't give up.
A try from nothing from Hartpury. And here's the break for Joshua Carrington. And that will be the 5th try for Hartpury.
Come on.